If the cashier chooses to start the shift, they must first enter the opening cash amount, also known as the petty cash available in the cash drawer. Only after entering this opening cash amount can sales transactions begin. For example, if there is 1,500 in the cash drawer at the beginning of the shift, the cashier should enter 1,500 as the opening cash balance. Once the amount is entered, click Start Shift. The shift will now start successfully, and the cashier can begin processing sales. For example, the cashier may process multiple orders and complete several sales transactions throughout the shift. Let's assume one of the sales generates 1,850 in cash collections. At the end of the shift, after all sales activities are completed, the cashier can proceed to close the shift. To do this, go to the Profile section and click Close Shift. The system will display a summary screen showing the expected cash balance. In this example, the cashier started with 1,500 in opening cash and collected 1,850 through sales. As a result, the system calculates an expected cash total of 3,350. This amount is displayed as the expected amount. The cashier must then count the actual cash available in the cash drawer and enter that amount into the system. For example, if the drawer contains exactly 3,350, the cashier should enter 3,350 as the actual amount. However, if there is an excess or shortage, the cashier should enter the actual amount found in the drawer. The system will record any difference between the expected amount and the actual amount. Thus, differences can later be reviewed and investigated by a supervisor or manager. This process helps ensure accountability and allows management to identify any cash discrepancies that may have occurred during the shift. The cashier must enter their unique PIN code. Each cashier has a dedicated PIN for security and accountability purposes. Once the correct PIN is entered and the cashier clicks Close Shift, the shift will be closed successfully. After the shift is closed, you will see the Print Summary option. When you print the summary, the system generates a report containing important shift details, including opening cash amount, total sales, collected expenses, recorded, additional income entries, cash in and cash out transactions, closing cash balance. A more detailed report is also available for advanced review and auditing purposes. When you select Print Summary, the receipt printer will immediately print the shift summary report. This printed report can then be handed over to the supervisor or to the next cashier taking over the shift. The incoming cashier can verify the cash amount, review the summary, and sign the report to acknowledge receipt of the cash drawer. Alternatively, the cashier may hand over the cash directly to a supervisor, administrator, or business owner. In such cases, the receiving person can verify the amount and provide a signature as confirmation. This creates a clear audit trail and helps maintain accountability between shifts. That completes the shift closing process. After signing out, the next cashier can log in and start their own shift. The new cashier will follow the same process. Enter the opening cash amount, start the shift, and continue with daily operations. Finally, let's move on to the business day end process, which is used to close and finalize the entire business day. Now, let's understand the end of day or business day closing process. When you click on the End Day option, the system will display a summary of the entire business day. You can see how many shifts were opened and closed during the day, along with the final cash totals and overall business performance. When you start using the POS system for the first time, a new business day is created automatically when sales operations begin. This business day remains active until it is officially closed through the end day process. In many businesses, a day is typically calculated from midnight to midnight. However, restaurants and food businesses often operate differently. For example, some restaurants may open in the morning and continue operating until late at night or even into the next day. Because of this, the business day should not always be tied to the calendar day. Instead, the business day is based on when the restaurant opens and when it officially closes operations. This allows reports and sales data to accurately reflect the restaurant's actual operating hours. That is why the system maintains a dedicated business day record that remains active across all shifts. Each shift operates within the same business day until the restaurant is ready to close for the day. Now, let's assume all shifts have been completed and the restaurant is preparing to close. At this point, the administrator or supervisor should review the end day summary. The system will display detailed information, including total sales for the day, shift-wise performance, cash collected, cash differences, if any expenses, and income transactions, opening and closing balances. Any cash discrepancies or differences identified during shift closing will also be visible in the report. You can review these details shift by shift to ensure everything has been accounted for correctly. Once all information has been verified, the administrator or supervisor can proceed with closing the business day. It is highly recommended to perform the end day process every day before closing the restaurant. Before ending the day, make sure all cashiers have completed their shifts and all cash balances have been verified. Confirm that the total cash received from all cashiers matches the expected business totals. After reviewing everything, simply click End Day. This officially closes the business day and finalizes all transactions and reports for that day. The restaurant can then begin a new business day the next time operations start. Once the end day process is completed, you can generate and print the day end summary report. The summary report provides an overview of the day's performance, including total sales, cash collections, and any differences recorded during the day. If you choose the full summary report, the system will generate a detailed breakdown showing each shift separately. The printed report will include shift-wise sales, collections, and other important transaction details. You can review this report and use it for auditing, reconciliation, and record-keeping purposes. Now, if you navigate back to the end day section after the business day has been closed, you will notice that there are no active shifts. The system will indicate that the current business day has already been closed and no active business day is available. To begin operations for the next day, a cashier simply needs to log in and start a new shift. When the cashier proceeds to start a shift, the system will ask for the opening cash amount, also known as the petty cash balance. For example, if the opening cash available is 1,000, the cashier enters that amount and starts the shift. As soon as the shift is started, the system automatically creates and starts a new business day. You can verify this by returning to the end day section, where the new business day will now be visible. In this example, a new shift has been opened with an opening cash balance of 1,200 and the new business day has officially started. That's how the business day process works. As a best practice, always complete the end day process before closing your restaurant each day. Review the day end reports, verify the collections, and ensure that all shifts have been properly closed. This helps maintain accurate financial records and ensures smooth day to day operations. That concludes the business day and shift management process. Thank you for watching.